Hi, today I'm going to be talking about the real estate market here in Spring, Texas and the Woodlands, Texas. My name is George Lacey, broker owner of Joe & Co. And here at Joe & Co, our goal isn't just to be your realtor, it's to be your resource. So yes, I'm going to talk candidly with you today, and I haven't done that lately. And I know I've been doing a lot of screen recordings and showing you a whole bunch of different blog posts over on the Joe & Co website. And I've been doing that because I want you to know we're not just here on YouTube, but we're also over on our website at buyjoeandco.com. And that's actually going to be linked down below, along with a link to schedule a call with me. So if you are looking to relocate, I would love to be the realtor for you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So things have been insane lately here in the Houston and suburb real estate market, so greater Houston, Texas. I have seen homes go $60,000 over asking price, and maybe that's normal where you're from, but that's not quite normal in this like $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 price range. And so we're seeing a lot of new activity. I used to be able to help people get homes $10,000, $15,000, maybe $24,000 over asking price, and it has bumped up a lot lately. There are a lot of people that are bowing out of the real estate market, so they have decided they're going to rent instead of buy. I personally think that's the biggest mistake that you can make. I've done a lot of math on this, and it's going to cost you $50,000 to $150,000 depending on price point if you wait 1 year to purchase. In the last week, we have seen interest rates rise 1% and we haven't seen anything crazy like that in a very long time. And I'm just trying to keep my head above water with certain clients at certain price points. So inventory is really low for these really good houses. They're going off the market insanely fast, and it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. So in Spring, Texas, which is outside of Houston, about 20-30 minutes. It's north of Houston. Spring, Texas, you're seeing a lot of activity in the Woodlands and the Klein area. And then there is also an area of Spring, Texas where Conroe ISD is, like resides or whatever you want to call it, or it's zoned. And those are the three most popular areas of Spring. So when I look at how many people Google Spring, Texas, it's like 30 or 60, I think it's 60 or 80,000 people every single month. So a really high number. It's super cool, super crazy. I'm very honored to be servicing this area. So you have the Klein area of Spring, Texas, and that's actually where I live. Although I market mostly to the Woodlands, it's one of my favorite places. My family all lives up there, and I have been really attached to the Woodlands since I was a little kid. And I used to ice skate up there, and then when I got a little bit older, I nannied and babysat up there. I did some tutoring, I did college. Like, my heart really is in the Woodlands. I love the Woodlands. Now I am younger, and when I started buying my home, it was important to me that my dollar stretched really far. So I ended up in the Klein area of Spring, Texas. So my home was really low price per square foot. I was able to buy a really big home at a young age, and I actually love where I live, even though I also love the Woodlands. So I live in a neighborhood in Klein ISD. I've talked about my neighborhood a lot here on the channel. I try not to throw it in too many people's faces, but if you have been watching the channel for a really long time, you do know where I live, and you know I love where I live. I get to walk my kids to elementary school every single day. We'll get to bike to middle school. You can technically bus or walk to high school. And we've had now 2 kids in high school here, 1 kid in middle school, and all 4 of the little kids have been in elementary school here. And we really do adore where we live. We have really good amenities: tennis court, swimming pool, park, playground, and then of course elementary school is within the neighborhood, and so is the middle school. So I really do love where I live. You can get really big homes. A lot of them have not been remodeled, so you're definitely going to be purchasing homes that need TLC, or if they are remodeled, they're going to be higher price per square foot. But you definitely get more for your money in the Klein area of Spring. And then you have the Woodlands, which is a huge master plan community with about 115,000 people. I'll have over 120,000 people when it's completely built out. So there is a lot of development happening on the commercial side right now, but not so much happening on the residential side. And it's been that way for a while. Creekside Park was the last village of the Woodlands to be developed, and it is probably, I don't know if you could say it's the most popular village. It's really hard to say. It's zoned to Tomball ISD. Some people like that, some people don't. The elementary schools are amazing, the middle school is amazing, the high school is really good. It's just not there in Creekside Park like the other schools are. But there are a whole bunch of villages, either 8 or 9, depending on who you ask, in the Woodlands, and they all have a different like vibe. They all have a different character and characteristics and attributes and all those good adjectives, but they all are different, but they all are unique. So, or they're all similar at the same time is what I meant to say. So they all have little village centers with grocery stores and churches and dentist office and dry cleaners and just, you know, that type of thing. So every single village has a village center, which is super cool. And then at the front of the Woodlands, you have town center, which is like amazing. That's, if you haven't seen, I wish I had one of my maps with me, but I did not plan ahead. If you look at, yeah, let's see, Jordan, please have a map. How's that for unscripted? Oh my goodness. So this is gonna blind you. This is a light that I use to put pretty light on my face. Let's see if I can hook this back up without turning. I'm gonna go grab a map so I can show it to y'all. Hot mess today. It's actually really late at night. I already recorded a video for today and I hated it and I refused to upload it. So these are our local maps, and I can snail mail these to you if you like, or they are available for digital download, and so you'll see those by being linked down below. But here is a map of all the villages. I actually have 4 lights on me right now, so that's where that glare is coming from. And then this is the section of the map, or this is a particular map that I was talking about, that is the front of the Woodlands. So these are all of my favorite things to do in the Woodlands. I absolutely love being in the Woodlands. And then if you're curious about north of the Woodlands, then you have North Montgomery County. So the Woodlands, I believe, is here at the bottom, and then these are all the really popular neighborhoods north of the Woodlands. And then if you're curious south of the Woodlands, this is the Klein area. So this is what I was talking about. And then this is a map of all of Houston. So let's see if we can zoom in here. So here is the Spring area. So Spring in general is like this area all over here, and it runs into I think we're opposite. It runs into Tomball, and then we have Klein over here and the Woodlands up here. But Spring is really, really big. I have a video talking about Spring, comparing Spring to the Woodlands, and the Woodlands is mostly in Spring. So the Woodlands is a master plan community, and it's in Spring, Shenandoah, Magnolia, Conroe, and I think that's all of them. And so, like I said, the Woodlands is really big, Spring is really big, and the Woodlands just happens to be a master plan community, mostly in Spring, Texas. So the Woodlands has so much to offer to everyone in every walk of life, every stage of life, every lifestyle of life. It definitely does cater to families because the schools are A-rated, but there is also a single lifestyle or a single community here in the Woodlands. And that's actually one of the biggest questions I get asked, because I know a lot of people are moving here as a family of 2. Maybe there isn't a 2 parents in the picture, and so I've had a lot of people ask me about the single community. I personally don't know it, at least not right now in this stage of my life, but before, when I was younger, I knew it existed. And then I hear stories and I see friends and I watch people on Facebook and things like that. So it does exist. We have the Waterway District. That's probably the #1 hub for a single lifestyle, but there's also some really good restaurants down there. I really love Grimaldi's. It's a pizza place. They have really good appetizers as well. There are a lot of nightlife type places there. There's a movie theater there, but my favorite place is Hearsay on the Waterway. That's one of my favorite restaurants. That's where we went for Valentine's Day. So if you're on my Instagram, you would have seen that. But I love the Woodlands. I love the Waterway District. I love Hughes Landing. I love East Shore. I love Market Street is one of my favorite. All of this is in the town center. So again, at the front of the Woodlands, town center is what I'm referencing when I say the front of the Woodlands. So this is where the lake is, all the entertainment, all the fun, but then again, and you have Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion and tons of parks, but just keep in mind, every village has a little hub. Creekside Park has my favorite hub besides town center. So we have a couple splash pads in those two locations, and there are splash pads and parks and playgrounds and really good schools scattered all throughout the Woodlands. So yes, the reason why people pick the Woodlands is because technically it has the best schools, and I know that's really important to people. We don't just have elementary schools and middle schools and high school, we also have secondary schools, so like colleges and things like that. So private schools as well, so tons of schooling options. There are really good restaurants in the Woodlands. The Hughes Landing is nicknamed Restaurant Row, and Market Street has really good restaurants. That's where you're gonna find Shalacy's New Orleans Kitchen, where I definitely recommend you get a shrimp po' boy, especially if you've never had one before and you do like seafood. It's like a New Orleans, not dish, but you know what I mean, sandwich. So definitely recommend checking that out. And then of course the Waterway District, but tons of really good restaurants all throughout the Woodlands. I really love the Woodlands. Now this third area of Spring that is really popular, and there are more areas of Spring, but these three are the ones that almost everyone is comparing if they're debating a Spring or the Woodlands relocation. So the third area, I call it New Spring, and it is where Grand Parkway 99 meets Rayford, and you have a handful of neighborhoods here. On the north side, you have Imperial Oaks and a handful of other neighborhoods, and some with Imperial Oaks in the title. But Imperial Oaks is the most dominant neighborhood north of Grand Parkway 99, east of I-45. Schools are relatively good. You're going to see really healthy B-rated schools, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And then on the south side, you're seeing really, really healthy A-rated schools. So east of I-45, right along Grand Parkway 99, you have Spring Trails, Bender's Landing, and Harmony, and Woodson's Reserve. So those are some of my favorite neighborhoods. I really do love the south side of Grand Parkway 99, east of I-45, but really close there to Grand Parkway 99. Really amazing schools, really good location, really easy commute into the Woodlands or downtown Houston. So definitely love that location. If you go a little bit farther east, there's a neighborhood called the Highlands. It's technically in this like New Caney area, but I'm in love with this neighborhood. I've already sold 3 homes in it, and I obviously adore it because I just said I love it. But those are the 3 main areas of Spring in the Woodlands. But it is technically still possible to get a home at asking price or a little bit below, but they're probably going to be an open door listing. So that is that wholesaler or flipper or whatever you want to call it, that is a corporation that buys homes from homeowners that are in sticky situations or people that don't want to deal with the market right now. So maybe they don't want to have to show their home or something of that nature. These homes typically need some TLC. They are homes that don't fly off the market, and I see them having really ugly inspection reports. So I've actually sold a handful of these open door homes, and I've only seen one really nice open door home. So my friend Anna, who was a client but is now my friend, she lives in the same zip code as me. She told me she was gonna miss me the other day, and I was like, girl, we live in the same zip code. You do not need to miss me. Like, you can bother me whenever you want. So she had gotten a new hot water installed, and I had ran over there the other day, and the carpets were freshly vacuumed, and it was so beautiful. A humongous backyard, really open floor plan. I adore this house, but she got really lucky. A lot of these homes need so much work, and obviously it did need some work because she got a brand new hot water heater, and the roof wasn't as nice as some other roofs in the neighborhood. But overall it was a pretty good home. But I'm seeing these open door homes sit on the market for a really long time. They keep dropping the price, or the price is stale. You can get these homes typically $5,000, give or take, under asking price if they've been on the market for a little bit. But most homes are not sitting on the market, so you're having to pay at or above asking price. But like I said, it is technically possible to get some homes really close to asking price, but those Chip and Joanna, move-in ready, beautiful homes are like that category of home is going to get 30, 40 showings, 20, 30 offers, and so going over asking price is definitely necessary. Yes, a lot of these homes are going to not first time home buyers, goodness, going to investors, but a lot of people are getting sick of investors. There are a couple different companies running the market right now when it comes to investors, and they are tainting the local real estate agent. Like, they're leaving a really bad taste in our mouth. So I know it's fantastic to get a cash offer, but like on the selling side, but I know how to craft your offer for you to get a chance. So there's a handful of things that we can do to make your offer stand out from other offers. And it's not just offering more money. So I definitely can help you. If you're buying in our market right now, I definitely can help you navigate around how tricky and how different it is right now. But that's just me talking about the Houston real estate market here in the Spring and the Woodlands suburbs. Outside of Spring and the Woodlands, you do have a handful of other opportunities for buying a home. We have a ton of new construction out here. Last time I did the math, I'm actually 68% new construction right now. So a whole bunch of my buyers are buying new homes, which is super fun and exciting for me. I love walking through these homes. I love doing the builder updates. I love filming them in different stages. So that's been a lot of fun for me. It's fun to be needed and it's fun to feel important. So I definitely feel important when I get to do new construction, but also resell. Resell goes a little bit faster though, and new construction is a slower process. So I have one client right now who's probably watching. You know who you are. Your name starts with a J. Yes, I'm talking about you. Your home is beautiful, but I do have some buyers that are 1 year out. So I had one last year that just closed, and then I have one coming up this year that went under contract last year. So most new construction does not take that long. It's just if you are in that semi-custom price point, so like 700, 800, 900, those are the homes that are going to take a year. But my 600 and below typically take 4 to 7 months, depending on price point and availability of your selection. So we have seen a ton of delays in new construction. That neighborhood, the Highlands, where I sold 3 homes, they actually don't even have electricity right now. I've had 2 homes struggle to get electricity turned on, and I know that can be super, super frustrating. So being patient in the new construction game is insanely important. I think being patient overall is insanely important right now, just because who wants to deal with a difficult buyer? So I definitely recommend being patient. I just helped a family member go under contract, which I've kind of talked about a little bit, and I'm super excited about. I'm really proud of this home. I put an aerial of it on Instagram. I have a really good roofer, and he went out to check the roof for me, and he took a picture, and I snagged that picture. It's so cool. So go check out my Instagram. But I think I'm done for this video. That's 18 minutes. If you got to this point, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. We're probably best friends at this point, but thank you so much. So don't forget to look at all the links down below. We have a link to schedule a call with me. We have a link to all of these fantastic, whatever they're called, maps. And we have links for our website, the regular YouTube channel, if maybe you're on HAR, or our website. So all of this sits on youtube.com. And yeah, so I hope you're having a really good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.